Free Social Network. I am your host, Cap. And in today's video, everyone, I wanted to talk about my perspective, give my perspective on why both Ray and Pookie seem to suffer from a high sense of arrogance. Okay, think about how the average guy who fits that description, one who is covered with tattoos, one who knows all the latest street slang terminology, one who is very well known in the community due to his very violent nature in most cases, and if not usually, or not usually due to his very violent nature, due to how he's plugged in with the streets, if not due to either one of those ordeals, due to how he had so many kids by so many women in the community. Some of you may refer or consider those types of guys a dusty dude, because I consider those types of guys a dusty dude. Guys who don't have any kind of ambition, in most cases guys who may be pretty content and satisfied working a job, a dead-end job, a job by the likes of either at a hospital working in a housekeeping department, if not working in a housekeeping department at a hospital or hotel, usually working in dietary / food nutrition. I mean, those types of careers are usually flooded with guys who fit the likes of either Ray-Ray or Pookie. May work a job, not want to eat it. One of those jobs may work a job doing sanitation work, working on the back of a sanitation truck, pulling trash in your local neighborhood, due to how in most instances these types of guys can't get any kind of job, whereas that workplace or company may really be strict on hiring guys who may be felons, may be a former or convicted felon. And even when it comes to the dating market, most of these guys feel like they are just very desirable. I'm trying to say, when women, due to their hood nature and hood tendencies, guys who have in most cases done crimes, gotten sentenced, done jail time for committing these crimes, and some of the most heinous crimes, from drug dealing to murder, aggravated assault, robbery, either one of those types of crimes. These types of guys hire Raku. Seeing, I guess you're a man, anyways, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. Hi, and thanks for joining live. These types of guys also happen to think just because they have so much swag. High study source. Glad that you joined the live. These types of guys don't think also, since they have so much street credibility, so much swag, to the point where they cannot be rejected by any women. These are also the types of guys. Hello, Brenda Bricks. These are also the types of guys, the main types of guys who on the job, especially when it comes to dealing with guys who are their complete opposite, guys who may be quiet, may come to the workplace to do their job, not stir up any mess or any drama. When it comes to dealing with those types of guys, Pookie and Ray-Ray usually do all they can to stay away from those types of guys. And I would say one reason why is because the guy who comes to work to focus on his job, who doesn't bother anybody, doesn't stir up trouble or drama, his spirit usually irritates Ray-Ray's and Pookie's demons, because most of those guys are not some of the most holy art thou. If you talk with them, to them, either with them or to them, about spirituality, about religion, chances are they may do all they can to brush you out. Thanks, Raddy 15K, however you say that, for joining the live as well. These are the same types of guys who, when it comes to dealing with religion, spirituality, they are not the most holy art thou. These are also the types of guys who, anytime they come to the workplace, And judging from my understanding, most workplaces have it where you could just take no more than 2 15-minute breaks. These are the types of guys who feel like, due to them being more popular in society, especially when it comes to the Black American community, and how they may be more popular on the job, may have a whole lot of friends on the job, so many friends to the point where they could easily invite them to a party without any of those co-workers denying them, due to their street and their hood nature, hood tendencies. These are also the types of guys who feel like anytime they may come to the workplace, they always could just do pretty much whatever they may want to. Instead of taking just 2 15-minute breaks and 1 lunch break, they may happen to take a 15-minute break every hour, literally, due to how they may feel like, due to them being so popular on the job, due to them being either a Ray-Ray or Pookie, that they could get away when literally anything they want to, compared to that guy. And thank you, Joseph Ferrer. That guy. Now the guy on the other hand is quiet, who is reserved, who comes to work to do his job. Anytime he may try to get away with whatever either Ray-Ray or Pookie may think they could get away with on the job, he always gets penalized. But due to Ray-Ray's and Pookie's arrogance, high sense of arrogance, they feel like, from them being in good with the managers, supervisors, to several co-workers, that they could get away with anything that they want to, including getting into fights without having to fear losing their jobs or facing any severe or dire consequences or repercussions. Even when it comes to dealing with women, I also want to say this as well. How many of you guys who may fit this description of either Ray-Ray or Pookie may go on dating apps and have so many likes, may happen to have 100 or more likes by so many women, due to you being either Ray-Ray or Pookie? In other words, you may have, for instance, a whole lot of tattoos and may like to show them off, may have a mouthful of goals in your mouth, like to show them off on dating apps. And now, am I right or wrong? Think about how many women usually inbox you, due to how so many women prefer quote-unquote bad boys, due to how so many women look at bad boys as pretty exciting to be with, as compared to guys that are clean-cut, guys that are much more laid back, more quiet, more easygoing, guys who are much more, in some cases, successful career-wise, so successful to the point where they could be able to date a woman and take a woman on trips around the world. Guys who make 6 figures. Think about how a lot of you guys who fit that description, how you may get very few likes on dating apps, due to how you're overshadowed, like I said in the previous video, in most cases by both Ray-Ray and Pookie, and due to how so many women, especially when it comes to Black women, are selling day after day for those types of guys who mean them no good, guys who can't hardly have their pants, pull their pants up, guys who cannot stay out of trouble with the law, guys who are straight menaces to society, like the movie, like Kane was in the movie Menace to Society. For some of you who may be pretty familiar with that movie, these are the types of guys who feel like, even if they do approach women, whether it may be out in person or on dating apps, feels like just because they may fit the description of a hoodlum, that no woman should deny them. And even if a woman may deny them while approaching one in person, they want to raise all kinds of hell, may want to go as far as deleting that woman, just because the woman may have turned them down, and by them being fitting the description of either Ray-Ray or Pookie. These guys, this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I say these guys have a high sense of arrogance, these Ray-Rays or Pookies, to the point where they feel like they can never be judged by society, never be talked about badly. Even on the job, they feel like they could fit in with everyone on the job. Even in the family, they feel like they could be able to fit in with everybody in the family. These are the same types of guys who feel like with the more evil they do, the more crimes they commit, the more people in the family will continue to worship them. The more people, just everyone in general, will consider, will continue to keep on putting them on a pedestal. This is one reason also why, think about, for some of you who may have a guy that may fit the description of either Ray-Ray or Pookie in your family, and may have done jail time for X amount of years. As soon as he may get out of jail, what do most of the people usually do in the family? They throw him a birthday party, and that just gives him that much more, Ray-Ray or Pookie, that much more of a higher sense of arrogance, due to how he thinks, due to his criminal nature, his hood nature, that everyone, and I do mean everyone, should bow down to him. And for some of you successful guys, pretty successful guys making six figures or not, some of you guys who are pretty clean cut, who dress pretty presentable, don't sag your pants or anything like that, think about the times when you would be coming into, when you used to come into contact with either a Ray-Ray or Pookie. You could be walking the hallway at a hospital, and that Ray-Ray or Pookie may work in housekeeping. You may happen to be a doctor. Think about how you would try to hold a conversation with him, or you could just greet him, acknowledge him, just as be concerned about how his day is going. And think about how, in some instances, that Pookie or Ray-Ray may have thought that he was too good to speak to you. I mean, you're way above him as far as status, and by him being a custodian working in housekeeping, but yet and still he feels like he's too good. Hello, my two, however you say that, 59, 52, and excuse me, I apologize for mispronouncing your name. Anyway, think about how, in most cases, those guys, when dealing with the average decent brother who doesn't have a criminal record, Ray-Ray and Pookie thinks they're usually, in most cases, they're too good to even acknowledge guys who are high values, six-figure brothers. You know, guys by the likes who fit the caliber of a Kevin Samuels. And guys, for all my guys who, okay, you're from Poland, okay, that's what's up. Think about, for all my, once again, high value, all my decent, high value brothers who don't have a criminal record at all. When they, out of all your encounters, when either Ray-Ray or Pookie, think about how you would go out of your way to hold a conversation with, only for him to brush you off, only for him to feel like he's way above you, although you're clearly way above him status-wise and career-wise. These are some of the main reasons why I say both the Ray-Ray and Pookie guys who fit the caliber of a Ray-Ray and Pookie are some of the most arrogant, due to how, by them having such a violent nature, in some cases such a you could say a criminal and extremely how could I put it, just having such a hood nature, so much of an evil nature, to the point where it's no good in them at all. These are the main types of guys who feel like everyone should bow down to them, due to them being plugged in with the streets, due to them having so much swag. These are the same types of guys who feel like they could be able to go out there and get practically any woman pregnant. And this is one reason why you see so many guys of that caliber, of that nature, who have so many kids by so many women, due to how they feel like just because they know so much about the streets, or so plugged in when the streets have done so many crimes, so many heinous crimes, crimes, that every woman should lust after them. That's one reason why, so might I add, when it comes to guys who are doing prison time, think about how there are reality shows about women bragging about how they have guys that are in prison who are their pen pals. Guys, there are women that are so stupid enough nowadays to the point where they are going as far as marrying guys that are incarcerated, even going as far as having kids by inmates, women who are correctional officers at correctional facilities, who are going as far as having kids by guys who fit the likes or description of a Ray-Ray and Pookie. And I feel like if more women were to just go from selling for those types of guys to selling for guys who are much more father material, much more husband material, guys who are much more decent, who carry themselves in much more of a dignified way. Then there will be less guys trying to fit the description of either Ray-Ray or Pookie. Less guys trying to do all they can to be hoodlums, to be thugs, black guys, that is. Anyways, and I'm going to end this video. Make sure though, before I end this video for good, and like always, you like, share, comment, last and not least, subscribe. And until next time, I'm out.